Hey guys, Chance here. Going to talk briefly about the new rear tire I just put on my KTM 500 EXC. On the front, I'm still running the stock Continental TKC80. 929 miles on that tire. The knobs are all still good. It looks like a new tire. You can still see the seam there from the manufacturer's mold. Couldn't bring myself to buying a new tire just yet for the front. On the rear now, went with the Metzeler MC360 mid-soft compound. The size is 120/118. After doing some research, I chose this tire because it's reversible. A few reviews on it were good. A little bit taller profile than the Continental that came on here, and I did notice that right away when I put it on and stood up on the bike. My toes barely touch. I'm a shorter rider. Aggressive tread pattern, definitely dirt focused tire, off-road tire with a DOT stamp on it, which I really don't care if it has DOT or not. If it's a tire I want to run, I'm going to run it. One question that I read while researching the tire was if the knobs were shorter to meet the DOT. So here's a quarter, seems to be the standard. You can see it takes most of that quarter up. It's not, they didn't cut back on the height of the knob to get a DOT rating on this tire. There's that one. So this tire, I compared it as much as I could to a worn out Continental, the TKC80. This tire weighed in at 14.5 to 15 pounds. I'm not using a digital scale, so it's kind of in the middle of the line there. The overall diameter was 27.5. The used Continental weighed in at 11 pounds, and it's 26 3/8 tall, with probably about 50% of the knobs left. Here's the Continental. This is at 929 miles. You can see the depth of the knobs there. And it looks more street oriented, but it did great on the dirt. If it was new, I'd probably continue using it. It just rained and snowed out here for a week. Last time I went riding it was a little bit wet, and I had to work to get traction. I wasn't going to deal with it now. There's a lot of mud and red clay out here. A comparison, I happen to have a Kenda Trackmaster. Everyone seems to know what this tire is when you're looking at dirt-related tires with a DOT rating. The Kenda, it's probably about the same depth knobs, different pattern obviously, but that gives you an idea of what you're dealing with. Metzeler versus the Kenda. If you're familiar with one or the other, it helps you see the other. Well, that's my video. I'm trying to get this done before my wife calls me in for dinner. You guys have fun riding. Hopefully by next week I'll be able to get a little review of taking this out in the dirt and riding it. I will say also that it mounted fairly easy. It even unmounted fairly easy. I goofed up on the valve stem placement and had to take the tire off once I got it back on, which wasn't a big deal, thankfully. So there you have it, Metzeler 360. Hopefully I'll get some miles on it next weekend and give you guys a review on that. Have a good week, YouTube.